And if you were with me last night, if you were able to watch last night live, thank you so much. If you were not able to watch live, I do hope that you watched the recorded post that I put into the Facebook group. And I hope that you've already done the day 2 tasks that were in the group this morning, hopefully before you even woke up, because I post those sometime between 5 and 6 a.m. So they're ready for you. That way, if you want to wake up and you want to get a jump start on your day, it's all right there for you. And if you need to wait till later in the day due to work schedule or something like that, it's already there for whenever it works best for you. So I hope you've already done that, because if you get behind, it's harder to keep up. But we will have this program going through Saturday. Melanie Franks, which Facebook group is this in? This is in the new member Fast Track group. So if you're not a member of that, you can join. Like I explained to everybody last night, this new member Fast Track group repeats itself every 7 days. Starts on a Sunday night, goes through Saturday. Our goal every single week is to make sure that everybody in this group has earned their Phase 1 Foundation badge. And if you've already done that before and you need a refresher, that's fine. But I'd still like for you to take that Phase 1 Foundation test at the end, just to make sure that you still that you understand it all and that it makes sense, because there's nothing wrong with passing a test twice. All right, well, I'm going to share my screen with you, and we are going to go over the Fast Track food combinations. If y'all don't mind, please let me know that you can see this where it says Shibboleth new member. It's a Fast Track. If y'all just say yes for me, that way I know that you can see my screen. Awesome, thank you, thank you. Okay, I'm getting yeses, so y'all are awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, so I love that it says it's a secret right there, because it is a secret, and we need to make sure everybody knows about it, because people do not know this information, and it's a nutrition education program that once you get this down, you are going to wonder why you did not know about this before, because it's very, very helpful to our entire life. All right, so what we're going to do tonight is we're going to look at some food combinations that are very good for you to use in the beginning. So, I mean, they're great for the rest of your life too, because you're going to find you like them. But there's going to be some things that'll help you get a really great jump start. All right, so we're going to look right over here. We learned last night that a category 1 is a lean protein. So you can have up to 2 to 8 ounces of a lean protein. Ladies, we may want to stay in the 2 to 6 ounces, and guys, you can go up to more like 8 ounces, all right? You're still using your portion control. Your portion control is putting your 2 hands over your food, down low on top of your food. Not like this, okay? You got to put it down over your food. But in category 1, and I'm just going to read some off, and think about the ones that you like, because I'm going to ask a question. This is going to be interactive. I want y'all to be able to respond, and I want you to tell me at the end of me reading these if there's some things in this list that you like, okay? We've got egg whites, fish, so all fish is in category 1, chicken breast, turkey breast, pork tenderloin, boar's head turkey, boar's head chicken breast, boar's head London broil, low-fat cottage cheese, fat-free cottage cheese, Greek plain yogurt, Hebrew National 97% lean beef frank, and 96% lean ground meat. So do y'all see some things in this list that you like, that you are willing to eat? Do you see something in that list? Awesome. Okay, Doug. Well, we're going to have to find you some other items, but they are there. And Doug, do you remember me showing last night how you were to go into the food library and click on the vegan word, and it will filter out anything? It'll pull up only vegan stuff. Do you remember that, or did you watch that video last night? Awesome, awesome. I'm so glad to hear that, because everybody can do this program. You just have to go through and find what you're willing to eat. So good, I'm glad, thank you. Okay, so if we are eating a lean protein, we can eat that by itself if we choose to. So you can eat a lean protein by itself. But right here, do you see this plus? You can add to it and make it more of a flaming meal is by cooking it in one of our approved oils. The absolute best oil that you can cook in is 100% MCT oil that has been maximized for cooking. We encourage you to do the Zero Drag brand, and you can buy that straight from the Shibola store. Your second choice would be coconut oil, and then you've got ghee butter, hemp oil, or you can always use any zero-calorie cooking spray. But the one that's going to be best for fat burning would be this 100% MCT oil. Your amount is about 1 tablespoon of that. Now, if you're just cooking yourself some egg whites, you do not want a whole tablespoon of that. That will drown your egg whites. So, but if you're cooking yourself a piece of chicken breast or turkey breast or something like that, then you will want to use about a tablespoon. And remember what we learned last night, that MCT oil burns up very quickly in the body. And so it is going to burn up quickly, and we're not even going to get that full tablespoon in our body, and it's going to be good for you because it's also thermogenic. So that's really nice. Okay, and then we're just saying here to add some condiments. Now, we have a rule for condiments. Condiments, we call it the 5, 2, and few rule. So absolutely anything can be used as a condiment as long as you remember that rule. So even if it's not approved in the food library, you can use it if it follows the rule I'm going to tell you. As long as a serving has 5 grams of sugar or less, 2 grams of fat or less, and you're going to use 50 calories or less of it in a meal. So your combined condiments for a meal shouldn't be over 50 calories. So as long as you are going to use that amount, anything can be used as a condiment. Okay, and I hope that makes sense. But here are just some suggestions. 0-calorie condiments are great because there's no calories in them. You can use 15 calorie or less spices and seasonings, salt and pepper, 15 calorie or less coffee creamers, salsa, salsa, reduced sugar ketchup, mustard, hot sauce, fat-free mayo. And so those are just some things, you know, you might not see anything there that you'd want to pair with chicken, but I mean, salt and pepper obviously would be good, or something like that. But, and I probably wouldn't use a coffee creamer with any of these lists over here, but we're just trying to give you some ideas because it's important to get a variety of ideas. So if you have a category 1 plus MCT plus some condiments, you could eat that by itself if you wanted to. So we're going to look over here, and I'm going to scroll down a little bit. And what you're seeing now, and I'm not going to reread it because I already did, but we've just got this same list of category 1s. We've got the same list of oils, and we have the same list of condiments here. But what you want to add to it is some fibrous carbs, a category 2, fibrous carbs. We've got broccoli, asparagus, all squash, okra, green leafy vegetables, spinach, cabbage, cucumbers, bell peppers, hot peppers, cauliflower, kraut, and dill pickles. So if you want to put some turkey breast on your plate and you want to have some green beans with it, and you're going to cook your turkey breast in this MCT oil, preferably, but any of them are fine, but the MCT oil, and then add a condiment to it to make it taste great, you have a 1 + 2 + MCT + C for condiment. And that is a wonderful, fast, fat-burning meal. And then we're going to scroll down a little bit more. We've got category 1 lean proteins here, the same ones. I've got the category, the fats, the cooking oils right there. We've got the condiments, the same. And then we've got hemp heart products. So hemp heart flakes, hemp hearts, hemp flakes, very sweet hemp flakes, hemp protein powder, and hemp oil. So all of those are a great source of, they're really a great source of protein and fiber. So you can eat these things along with a category 1, cook that in an approved cooking oil. And I'm going to say preferably MCT oil. You have another great fat burning combination. We're going to scroll down a little bit more. And if you'll notice that the only thing that has changed on this row right here is that we switched out the category 1 lean proteins for a category 7. And if you'll remember, last night I explained that category 7 and category 1 are actually the same exact thing. It's just that category 7 has been pulled off of the category 1s because some people are allergic to shellfish and some people, for biblical reasons, do not want to eat shellfish. So, but I'm going to list it out: crab, lobster, shrimp, scallops, oysters, mussels, and clams. So we're saying you can have some of that, 2 to 8 ounces, and you can add some of these hemp heart products to it, cook it in MCT oil, add a condiment, and you have a fantastic fat burning meal. Then we're going to come down here a little bit more. Now, if you'll notice, there's a plus sign, meaning you're adding them together and you're combining them to make a properly combined meal, but there's no flame behind the plus. And that's basically because it's just not as good for fat burning, but it still works. It definitely works. I did a lot of this in weight loss and it still works. So let's read category 4. It would be a protein plus fat. Now you'll notice that the ounces went from 2 to 8 ounces to 2 to 6 ounces because there are more calories in this due to the fat. So we're just going to eat a little bit less of it. So we've got our whole eggs, steak, pork ribs, beef ribs. Look at that, turkey spam, pulled pork, beef brisket, 93% lean up to 95.9% lean ground meat, and turkey kielbasa, as long as 50% of the calories or less are from fat. Okay, so what I love about this list here is that it's got turkey spam on it. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that right now. So you might be going, gross, I would never eat turkey spam. Guess what? This program meets everybody where they are and what they like to eat. We'll teach you how to eat clean if you want to eat clean, or you can eat anything in between. But the goal is to take a person where they are and help them to lose weight. Now, hopefully, over that process of time, they may decide that they want to go and eat or all organic or clean or something like that. But you realize that it's a process. It's a process. You can't just go from one thing to the next immediately because sometimes it's hard to sustain when you do that. So we meet people where they are, teach them how to combine foods that they are currently enjoying, and then over a period of time, people can continue to adjust their food choices. So remember last night, we talked about the fact that if you're going to eat a category 4, what you need to pair with it is a category 2 fibrous carb. And also we talked about the fact that anytime you're eating any lean protein in a restaurant, it automatically turns to a category 4 protein plus fat because you don't know what fat they cooked it in. You don't know what cooking oil they used it in it. So you want to consider all chicken that's a lean protein, you want to consider that a category 4 protein plus fat if it's from a restaurant. So we've just added our fibrous carbs to it, and then we've added some condiments to it. So for today, I went to a luncheon and they had steak, but they also had mashed potatoes, sweet potatoes, then they had green beans, they had a salad that was already covered in all of the dressing, and they had pumpkin bread pudding. So I looked at that and I went, that's a perfect buffet for me. I am getting the steak and I'm getting the green beans. That was a category 4 because I don't know what oil they cooked it in, and category 2 fibrous carbs. I did not do anything to bring the fat bus and make me store any fat off of that meal. And so that's what I had today at that luncheon. And it will continue to keep me in EFB, efficient fat burning. Now, if you choose to, you could eat a category 4 by itself as well. It's just best to pair it with a fibrous carb. But the reason I explain that to you right now is because we all have different jobs. We all do different things during the day. And if you find yourself at a place where you need to eat something, you can just, the only choice is like, something I did this week, they had a meat, but they had all energy carbs with it. So of course I just ate the meat. That was it. So that because it's allowed, you can do that. So now let's look. We've got superfoods, all right? Superfoods are, I'm gonna give you some list here. Pintos, black beans, red beans, soybeans, peanut butter, nuts, seeds. So all your nut butters and your seed butters, your nuts, your seeds, all your dark colored beans, avocado, guacamole, hummus, All those kind of things are right here in your category 6. So look right here, it's showing you that you can eat a category 6 all by itself. You can also pair it with category 1 lean protein. You can pair it with category 2 fibrous carbs, but you can pair it by itself. And sometimes we just need something quick and easy. You could do 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. There you go. It's quick and it's easy. But they're also showing you that you can add your condiments to that. So maybe I put some black beans in a pan, cook those up, add some delicious condiment, and you can do that for a meal. Now, I like to pair mine with chicken or something like that. But you could easily put it with some leafy greens and have pintos and greens, which is a nice little meal. We're going to scroll on down. And I've already started talking about this. I'm getting ahead of myself. So see right here, we have our category 6 superfoods paired with our category 2 fibrous carbs. And then we just added some condiments to give it lots of nice flavor. And the great thing about that is you can turn any of this food into something you like the taste of with just a few simple condiments that work. We're going to keep scrolling here. This is just showing you that you can eat a category 7 all by itself, just like you can eat a category 1 by itself, category 4 by itself. You can eat a category 6 by itself, and you can eat a category 2 by itself. So let's go over the ones you can eat by themselves if you ever need to. You can eat a 1, a 2, a 4, a 6, or a 7. There's 5 out of the 7 categories that if you needed to eat them by themselves just because there was nothing else, and I'm talking like when you're out, there's nothing else to put with it, then you could, and you would still remain in the EFB and still remain with a perfect day, okay? So we've got our shellfish here, our cooking oils, and our condiments listed. And we're scrolling down a little bit more, and we're just showing you that you've got all your shellfish. And look at this, we've gotten back to our fat-burning meals because you're doing more lean proteins rather than the proteins plus fats and the superfoods. We've got our category 7s plus our category 2s. So we got our shellfish plus a fibrous carb cooked in the proper approved oil with some condiments, makes a great fat burning meal. So last night we learned that a category 1 plus 2 plus MCT, category 7 plus 2 plus MCT are your fastest fat burning meals. So that's a lean protein and a fibrous carb cooked in MCT, or shellfish and a fibrous carb cooked in MCT. So now we're going to scroll down a little bit further. Now, if you'll notice that it doesn't have the flame, but this is still an allowed and approved and a good fat burning meal. And I always start with the thing that has the rules attached to it, okay? So look right here, category 3, complex carbs. These are also called energy carbs. Most of the time we call these energy carbs. You can have a 1/4 cup up to 1/2 cup. And I would personally check the food library to make sure that what they give is the suggested amount. All right, so we've got white potato, sweet potato, oatmeal, weight control oatmeal, long grain brown rice, quinoa, lima beans, peas, tomato, onion, carrots, whole wheat pasta, whole grain pasta. And like I said, this is just a small little list, but any category 3, I always start with the one that's got the rules attached to it. Any category 3, anytime you want to eat one of those things off this list, there's some hard and fast rules behind this. You must have a category 3 energy carb with a 1 category 1 lean protein and a category 2 fibrous carb. So this is going to look like if you want some sweet potato, have yourself a 1/4 cup of sweet potato, put some asparagus on that plate, and put some fish on that plate too. You've got 1 plus 2 plus 3. You've got some condiments to make it taste just like you want it. That is a perfectly combined meal, perfectly combined meal. And then we're going to scroll down a little bit more. Now, if you'll notice, the only thing that changed in this one is fruit. So just a small list, but berries, apple, oranges, grapefruit, plums, grapes, bananas, peaches, pineapple, kiwi. Okay, so fruit is actually a freebie when you get to maintenance. But while you were in weight loss, because it responds in our body a certain way, we have to pair it with the right foods. So if we're going to eat a category 5 fruit, this is one of those that has rules attached to it. You must eat it with a category 1 lean protein and a category 2 fibrous carb. Because as we discussed before, what's happening is from this energy carb and this fruit, you're getting more of an insulin release. But if you pair it with your lean protein and your fibrous carb, you are helping control that insulin. You're basically negating the insulin effect that would be coming from these foods. If you eat these foods by themselves, you have nothing to protect you from the insulin release that comes from them, and it will take you out of efficient fat burning. And when you are in weight loss and you're trying to lose weight, you want to be in efficient fat burning and string as many efficient fat burning days together as you can. So I'm going to stop right there for just a second. So everybody let me know, does it make sense to you that you have to eat a category 1 and a category 2 if you choose to eat a 3 and a 5? Y'all let me know if that makes sense to you. Good. And the reason I like to just stop right there and make sure that makes sense to you is the fact that if it makes sense and you learn that and you put that in your head, once you figure out all the category 3s that you like and the category 5s that you like, then you're just going to know, okay, this is what I'm choosing to eat. I must pair it with a 1 and a 2. And therefore, you just do it. You just put it together. Okay, we're going to scroll down a little bit more. Now, I love this program. I don't know if y'all can tell or not, but I love this program. And the reason I love this program is because it is, and Travis says this all the time, it's practical, it's sustainable, and it's fun. So it's practical because this is not direct sales. This is not multi-level marketing. Nobody's trying to sell you their prepackaged foods. It's not Nutrisystem. It's not Jenny Craig. It's not all those things where this is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and Travis and Sasha just want to help people learn the secret to losing weight. And it's practical because honestly, all you really need is your local grocery store, your local farmer's market, your local wherever you want to buy things. And I love that. It's also sustainable because we do not exclude any macronutrient. If you start any program that excludes a macronutrient, it is not something that you're going to be able to keep up with for the rest of your life, honestly, because you need all of them. So breads is a big question. People go, is bread on this plan? It is on this plan. They're approved breads because the team has looked at the breads that we've put in the food library to determine, does it have enough fiber in it? Does it have enough protein in it? And they looked at all of those details in the nutrition label, and they have either put it in, if it's going to be approved at all, they've put it in a category 2 or they put it in a category 3. I'm going to tell you right now, I would never, ever, ever buy another category 3 bread again. I just wouldn't need it, because if I'm going to eat a category 3, it's going to be something like my lima beans that I love. It's going to be some English peas. It's going to be some black-eyed peas, some field peas. I like all those kind of things. That's where I'm going to use my category 3, because this is a hallelujah moment right here. There are over 60 approved bread or bread type items in the fibrous carb category 2 column or category. That is amazing. Find the ones that you like that are in that category and make those be the new items that you purchase. There's really no reason to even eat a category 3 in my mind. Now, if you like one, that's totally fine. Eat it, but you have to pair it with your category 1 and your 2. But I like to utilize sometimes my little bread products as what I'm putting with my category 1 and like make a sandwich or something. So category 2 breads. Now, obviously, the fewer breads you eat, the better, but it is okay, all right? So let's look at a small selection. This is a very small selection. La Tortilla Factory, 50-calorie tortilla. Olay Extreme Wellness, high-fiber tortilla. Healthy Life Bread, Nature's Own double-fiber wheat bread. Brand Crisp bread. Healthy Life hot dog buns. And Thomas Light 100-calorie English muffins. So all of those are a category 2 bread. But I have found that I really don't even enjoy loaf bread all that much anymore. I use the Extreme Wellness high fiber tortilla. I love the Joseph's mini pitas. I love the Joseph's lavish bread. And I really enjoy the Bran Crisp bread too. So I use, oh, and I love Shibboleth's high protein brown bread. It's actually categorized as a category 1 and 2 because of all the lean protein that it has in it, as well as the fiber. So that you can buy from the Shibboleth store, and if you've never had that, order some because it's so good. And then here are some approved sweeteners. There's stevia, Splenda, monk fruit, xylitol. Actually, any 0-calorie sweetener is approved, and you can use anything that you want that's 0 calorie. All right, approved beverages. Obviously, we learned last night that part of the component of the Shibboleth Shield is that we want to drink water. You need to drink at least 64 ounces of water a day to make it a perfect day, but your goal is a gallon. I'm telling you, water is going to help you out so much. Just get used to drinking it. It can, one, stave off hunger if you're drinking it. Or it can make if you're really hungry, but you're doing your best to make it between 4 to 6 hours between meals, go in there and drink a 16-ounce bottle of water. Get it down there. It'll make your tummy feel very full. Now, I'm currently in maintenance, and this morning, I wanted to have a snack. And guess what? I had to have a conversation with myself. I said, are you hungry? And the answer was no. I was not hungry, but I just wanted to eat this snack. So what I did was, just like I tell everybody, I'm using my own advice. And you know what? Sometimes people can give advice, but it's hard to remember your own advice. But I remembered my own advice. I went in there this morning and I drank. Actually, I did 2 16-ounce water bottles, just drank them down. I was so full of water that thinking about that little snack I possibly wanted to eat, that just went away. And I made it to lunch, which was good. And I wasn't even hungry. So that's the thing. We got to start talking to ourselves through these decisions. And this is one reason you journal, because I was going to have to go write that down, and I didn't want to write it down. And that's the thing that helped me think through this. So that's why all the parts of the program are together like they are. But you can also have any 0-calorie beverages of any type. You can have unsweet or approved tea, coffee, but with approved sweeteners, okay? But none of these other drinks that you might drink take the place of your water. You still want to get in your 64 ounces of water. So today at lunch, I had an unsweet tea. I used to drink sweet tea, but now I'm just doing unsweet tea because I'm choosing to follow the program like it should be followed. And so I'm still going to get my 64 ounces of water in. Now, I go for a gallon, but I need the minimum of 64 to make it a approved day. So now let's look at some cheeses. Now, this says condiment up to 100 calories. I need them to change that to 50, because remember, you're only supposed to have up to 50 calories per meal. And you can have 50 calories per the 3 meals. So you could have 50 at breakfast, 50 at lunch, 50 at dinner. But here are some choices. Fat-free feta cheese, Kraft fat-free cheese, Borden fat-free cheese. I find that if you're in Georgia or anywhere where there's an Ingles, I like this Borden fat-free cheese. The slices, they taste the best. They're really good. Cabot extra light cheese, I find that at Ingles. That's a really great block cheese. Laura Lynn fat-free cheese, Kroger brand fat-free cheese, and Lifetime fat-free cheese. This Lifetime fat-free cheese is purchased online, and Travis really thinks highly of this cheese. So you may want to check out Lifetime.com. And then here are some milk choices. We've got up to 8 to 16 ounces of fat-free Fairlife milk, Kroger Carb Master milk, hemp milk. And that Kroger Carb Master milk, they've got regular, vanilla, and chocolate. Make sure you buy the non-fat. And then we're going to scroll down a little bit more. Breadings and flours. So let's say that you want to take some chicken and you want to toss it in a little bit of breading. Maybe you used a flour before or something like that. Well, nowadays, because you've changed your plan, now you can use coconut flour, Carb Quick, Bob's TVP, Bob's Red Mill TVP, and then almond flour. Actually, I read that wrong. Coconut flour and almond flour. But one of the ones I really like to buy and have on hand is the Carb Quick flour, because the Carb Quick flour, you know how Bisquick to make biscuits with or things like that? You can use Carb Quick like that. Just don't use the recipes on the box. Go to the recipe library, look up Carb Quick, and you can make some recipes from there. Because I have made myself, this Carb Quick is considered a category 2 fibrous carb. That's amazing. So I made myself some biscuits one time and would eat a category 1 lean protein with 2 biscuits is your category 2. I find that to be amazing. So, and you can also bread some things. Maybe you want to make some okra. Bread your okra, your cut up okra in some Carb Click or any of these, toast them in some MCT oil, and you've got some fried okra that's going to be really, really good. And then here are some cereal choices. You can do one up to 1.5 cups. I would look up each one and see how much you can have. And then we've got Kashi Go Lean, K's Natural, and High Low. Now, this is just a small list. There's more cereals on the list. And if you want to know more about cereals, go to the food library. On the right-hand side in the little list, there's what's best for phase 1. Actually, okay, let me explain something. Y'all might see somewhere on the website, oh, phase 2, 3, and 4. They're there, okay, but we're always going to be in phase 1. Phase 1 is the foundation of the program. Phase 2 is where you learn to use more things like in the middle of the aisle of the grocery store, more freezer foods, different things like that, just to make this practical and sustainable. We got to know how to use all of those things if you want to use them. Some people don't ever use any of those things, but that's phase 2, and then there's some other phases. And then let's see. Hi, Sandra from Cartersville. I'm sorry you could not get your chat to work, but I'm glad that you're here. That's awesome. Okay. But make the food library your friend, and you're going to read the description of what to use. And then we've already gone over some of those condiments earlier, so I'm not going to read those again. But we are going to look at the restaurants. Now, I probably eat at Chick-fil-A a very unreasonable amount of times in a week, and I did in weight loss too. But I like Chick-fil-A, and I just changed up a few things, and I can eat it there. So you can have 8 to 12 grilled chicken nuggets with a side salad. So this is how I order it. I order the combo, but then I say, instead of fries, I want a side salad with light Italian. And then I get a diet lemonade. Now the diet lemonade is considered an extra. So remember how last night I said if you need an extra, then you can have 1 extra in a day. So I choose to have, when I eat at Chick-fil-A, my extra be the lemonade. And I order it without ice in it, so I get the most that I can. Then you can have, if you're willing to give up some nuggets, have fewer nuggets, but to get them the fried nuggets, you could do 8 fried nuggets. You can also do, and it's not on this list, but we have an exhaustive list of restaurants in the restaurant guide. You can do the Chick-fil-A fried filet, the grilled filet, do the spicy filet. You just don't use the bread. And then, of course, I ordered my salad instead of fries. And you can also have any other 0-calorie drink there, unsweet tea or anything like that. But I like their lemonade, so I choose to have it as my extra. When you're in a Mexican restaurant, you have a bowl of chicken soup, no rice. You could do 3 soft tacos with your own tortilla. There is a gentleman that comes to my classes in Cartersville, Georgia, that carries his tortilla with him everywhere he goes. He works for a local power company. He says he never knows where he's going to be, but he always knows that if he has his tortilla in his pocket, which, by the way, they don't have to be refrigerated. They're easy to carry around. He's got his own little personal survival kit with a tortilla in his pocket. So if he goes to a Mexican restaurant, he can order 3 soft chicken tacos, take it off their tortilla, put it in his own, and he can eat that. Or maybe he's at a restaurant and he orders a burger. I eat my burgers without anything now. I just eat them as a burger patty. But he can put it in his little tortilla, have something to hold on to, put some lettuce and some other category 2 fibrous carbs in there, and have a good burger in your own tortilla. And then there's a large selection here. We've got McDonald's, quarter pounder on your own bread. Wendy's, this is a real popular one, the Wendy's small chili over a side salad. And then there's Burger King, other family style restaurants, and all kinds of things listed there. But you just want, if you eat out a lot, or you travel for work, this program could be done traveling for work. But what you're going to want to do is go to the restaurants that you go to the most often, go to them in the restaurant guide, look them up, prepare yourself as to how you need to order that. And if you need to take some tortillas on your travels, or some bonitos, or some meal replacements to have when you don't want to eat at a restaurant, then you have all of that. but you know what you're going to go order and where you're going to do this. Because once you know this information, you can do this anywhere, absolutely anywhere. When you have holidays, you're choosing to have those holidays because you know what makes a perfect day and you know what makes a holiday. So if you have a holiday, you've chosen to have it. And I choose to have all my holidays. I just schedule them on the calendar. So does anybody have any questions? If you've got some questions, please ask them. And what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to see if I can pull up something else. And y'all tell me if you can see the screen after I switch to the Shibboleth page. Okay, Adon, an extra. Okay, so on the program, what we're trying to do is we're trying to keep ourselves from grazing. Grazing is not good for us. It suffocates our metabolism. So we want to try to have 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But if that is not possible, maybe you're having a weak moment, you need to have something between meals. We have things that we call freebies. You can have freebies as often as you need to, but just remember, you're still trying to not graze, and you're also wanting to not have your stomach stretched out from eating so many freebies. Then you could have up to 1 extra in a day, and you could have up to 1 snack in a day. An extra is kind of like a quantified freebie. It's like a freebie, but you're eating more of it, and therefore you get enough calorie count of it to make it to be a freebie. So one of my favorite, one of my favorite extras is a Cocoa Ringa hot chocolate. It's got about 70 calories in it. I make it because I sip it. It takes a long time to drink it. It's chocolate. I love it. And so it's just one of those little extra things that you can have in a day if you want to. But I'm going to tell you, in my weight loss journey where I lost 35.5 pounds real quickly, 3 months, I lost 35.5 pounds. And I went into our maintenance program, and in our maintenance program, I lost another 15 pounds. But in the 3 months that I was doing my weight loss, I didn't do any extras, any snacks, or any freebies. I did breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and a gallon of water a day. And then when I went into the maintenance program, I did add back an extra. I did add in an extra just because it makes it more fun, and I like to eat it. So you can have 1 extra a day if you need it. So that's how that works. Okay, well, you don't need access to a microwave. So if you're on the road all day long, if you're able to pack your meals, that would be good. So if, let's say, for example, you have a Joseph's Mini Pita. Take a Joseph's Mini Pita. I like the Laughing Cow wedge cheese. I use that as my condiment. I don't use mayonnaise anymore. I just use that Laughing Cow wedge cheese. Put that over your, spread that on your mini pita. If you want to put maybe 6 ounces of turkey breast or whatever approved deli meat that you want on there, put some lettuce on there if you like lettuce, or whatever fibrous carb veggies you like, and put next to it Thinables. I love Thinables. They are a fibrous carb category 2. That is a perfect lunch, and that could already be with you. Or if you're on the road all day, you can take a meal replacement, or you can take a protein shake, or you can go to Wendy's and you can get a side salad with 1 cup of their chili. Now, not everybody's chili is approved. It's Wendy's chili. So keep in mind on the program, things are very specific because we've already looked at all the nutritional value of that. So it also, if you're on the road all day, any fast food restaurants or any family style restaurants, Cracker Barrel, things like that, make friends with that restaurant guide and see where you would want to eat and what specifically you'd want to order there. So just familiarize yourself with that, or make yourself a sandwich and have it with you, or your meal replacements, that kind of thing. I was going to say something else about that. You could stop at a convenience store and get a package of nuts. Nuts work. Anybody can do this program, even if you're on the road. What was I going to say, darn it? So personally, if I knew I was on the go all day long, I would prepare my meals and put them in a bag and take them with me, just like I was preparing my children's lunches and stuff when I took care of my 2 kids all the way through high school and elementary and middle school, making their lunches. I would just make my lunches and know where I could eat and have my meal replacement bars with me too. So that's what I would do. I would go prepared. All right, Elizabeth, how do you add items to your grocery list on your phone? Can you add favorites from your categories to your phone as well? Okay, so anything that you can do on this website here, you can also do on your phone. So I'm going to show you where to go to on here. So if you're going to add an item to your grocery list, I'm going to go to Resources, Recipes, and Videos. And I'm going to go to the Approved Food Library. And I'm going to go to Lean Protein. And it could be any of them. I'm just choosing Lean Protein. And just for the fun of it, I'm going to choose vegan as my filter. So it'll repopulate that. I just want to show y'all that anybody can do this. These are filters that you can use. So there's some vegan products right there. So let's say that we want to add, I really like these black bean, it's Explore Cuisine organic black bean spaghetti pasta noodles. So just on your phone, you would do exactly what I did here. You click here. Oh, actually, I want to see something. Okay. So do you see this little add to grocery list tab? It's at the end of every single line. Y'all see that? So all you got to do is click that to add to grocery list. But I'm going to tell you a huge secret about the grocery list. Well, I'm going to show you this first. Click here. So let's say you aren't in that list. Let's say you're right here. Let's say you read over this and you go, oh yeah, I like that product. I want this. Do you see this green button here, add to grocery list? You would click there to add it to your grocery list. Now, in order to add something to your grocery list, oh, and it's the same way, Elizabeth, it's the same way as your favorites. So you see how I have this one hearted right here? You can do all of that on your phone. And it'll end up in your journal over here. So you can heart it back in that list on the page before, or you can heart it right here. This means, remember what this means? It means -3 on the weight loss meter. So this is a really good product. And look at this. This one is a category 1 lean protein and a category 2 fibrous carb. That's why it works well for vegans, because it's got your 1 and your 2. That's really, really good. Okay, so then, but here's your secret about grocery list. You have to already have a grocery list created in order to add it to a grocery list. So for example, if I clicked here, add to grocery list, but I didn't have one already created, there's nothing going to be in this drop-down menu. But I already have one created. Okay, so I'm going to click that. I'm just going to click there, and I'm going to click add. So it added that to my grocery list. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to show you how to make a grocery list real quick. So you click there. This is going to be one of your favorite buttons, Resources, Recipes, and Videos. Click there, and right down here where it says My Grocery List, click there, and then see this green button, Add Grocery List? Click there. You can add your date that you're going to do this, and then let's say this is going to be my Kroger. I hit Create, and it made me a Kroger list right there. So I can add anything to it. But let's look at this Ingles list real quick, because this is the list I added that last item to. I add things to this list all the time because I'm always teaching people. But look, right here, there's that Explore Cuisine that we added. But look at this. It categorizes your grocery list by category. Isn't that crazy? I love this. So let's look at this, and let's say that we have popped some things in here from a recipe, because you can pop every item that's needed from a recipe, you can pop it right into your grocery list. And let's say though that after I did that, I go, let me see, do I actually need all of this? Do I have this at home? Oh, I could say, I've got egg whites at home. So I would just take that off and remove it. You know, so you can just kind of clean up your grocery list, and you might not need all of that that's on there. So I hope that helps. But everything that you can do, Elizabeth, everything that you can do on this, you can do on your phone. It's just the same exact process. But what I was also going to show you is, because some of the hard to find products. So the reason that we have a store in Cartersville and in Dalton and an e-store, the reason we have an online store is because over the 20 years that Travis has been doing this program, you know, we still might want to have something sweet. We might want to have something like a nacho chip. We might want to have those things. And Travis has found some specialty products that serve that purpose. And so we sell them in the store. You are never required to buy anything from our store. I hope that you would, because it helps support our ministry when we only charge $50 a year for the whole year. You know, it's nice that people help support it. But I'm going to show you how to place an order. See right up here in this ribbon of words, see where it says store? Just click there. And there you go. There's your MCT oil. You're going to see two prices on here. This is a non-member price, and this is a member price. And if you want to add MCT oil to your order, you just click View Product, and you'll add it. So let's say that you're specifically searching for an item. You can use that search button right there, and you can find it, and you can add it. Any order over $30 ships for free. And we also have some different sections that are listed out right here in these tabs. So you can click that. This is great. This MCT oil is difficult to find. The Carb Quick, it's not easily found. These K's Natural Protein Puffs are great. Oh, Jan Britt, I'm gonna come back to you. I remember what I was gonna say. If you like want something real simple, you could order some little K's Natural cereals, and you can have a bag of those, and that's just easy to eat on the run. Very easy to eat on the run. Ooh, here's that high protein brown bread. Ooh, y'all need to get some of that. It is so good, so good. And there's a lot of things on here, but I'm not going to talk about all of them. Here's that Bran Crisp bread that I mentioned. These are some hemp protein flakes right here. This is Miracle Rice. These are all the 0-calorie Walden Farm things. We got Quest cookies. This is a meal replacement. And if Travis has put the peanut butters that Travis has put in here, is because he thinks they are some of the best peanut butters. This G butter is really good. Is it cashew butter? Or anyway, some kind of nut butter with whey protein. So it's really, really good for you. These things are 100% whole foods. I love these. I buy these by the case. And it's a 16-year-old actually designed these for the company that does the Grab the Gold bar. And it's 100% natural. And it tastes like those drop cookies when you were a kid. You had the oatmeal chocolate no-bake drop cookies. That's what it tastes like. So good. And then as you can see, there's all sorts of products there. So yeah, Judy, those Grab the Gold, they are so good. And the oatmeal protein pies, woo, oh my goodness, they are delicious. They're from Finaflex. Muscle Foods is who sells those. But this oatmeal protein pie right here is phenomenal. It's all natural, non-genetically modified, kosher, and delicious. It is delicious. So I buy these by the box. They're out of stock right now, but you can reserve them. And I call them a hearty meal replacement. So Jan Britt, this would be a wonderful meal replacement. It's 310 calories. And I find that when I'm eating something like this, I just eat it slow and I nibble on it. And it lasts me a long time, completely makes me satisfied, and I'm excited to eat it. Very excited to eat it. So I just want to show y'all the store, because this right here, I mean, most of the times when you're ordering stuff, it's over $30 anyway, and then it could just ship to you for free, and you can just quickly and easily get it. Oh, another thing that I love is hemp bars. They are amazing. Now, I like all the nut hemp bars. They have them in nut and dried fruit, but I find, well, I'm not a big fruit person. But anyway, here's the hemp bars. So the hemp bars are 12 inches long. If you cut it at 4 inches and at 8 inches, you've cut it into thirds. A third of it is a meal replacement. So that will last you for 3 days with that. So those are really excellent. So you don't always have to combine foods. Sometimes you can use other products that are made for us to have the program. So practical, sustainable, and fun. I don't see any reason to ever live a different lifestyle. If you're choosing to live a different lifestyle and choose to go off the planet at some point in the future, it is a choice you've made, because there is no reason that you can't do this program, because it's easy. It's really easy. You just figure out the foods that you like, you start putting them together, and you eat them up. So real quick, while I've got you guys on here, how many of you have done the assignment from day 2 where I said to watch the daily doses number 1 through 5 and played around and doing that assignment? How many of you did that assignment today? Yay! Awesome, awesome. That makes me so happy. Good, good, because you know, I can teach you and I can assign little things, but if you don't do them, then it's not going to work. It's not going to get into your mind and in your heart and become your new normal, and then become your normal. You have to put some effort into it. So thank you so much for those of you that have said that y'all did that. That's awesome. If you didn't do it, you still have time. What I always tell everybody to do, get a shower, go get in the bed, lay back and relax and watch those 5 daily doses today, because that is going to be the easiest way just to get those done. But I hope that y'all have a great day. Oh, you know what? I actually tried to share with y'all last night what I ate for breakfast, lunch and dinner on my first meal. So my next perfect day with Shibboleth back in April, for breakfast, I had a whole egg and spinach omelet. I did not use MCT oil because whole eggs have enough fat in them. So I used a 0-calorie cooking spray. And then for lunch, I had steak and green beans. And then for dinner, I had chicken cooked in 1 tablespoon of MCT oil, and I had cauliflower. So that is what I had for my next Shibboleth approved day. So I hope that it helps to kind of hear those. Awesome, Melanie. Thank you for doing those daily doses. Because Travis he's a cool guy, all right? But you kind of get to know him by watching those daily doses. So I hope that y'all watch those and enjoy those. And I hope you enjoy the variety of teaching styles that we have with Shibboleth, myself and Travis and Jason. And I hope that y'all have another perfect day. And in the morning, you're going to get day 3 assignment. So please be looking for that and get that done, and reach out to us if you need anything. But just to remind you, this group goes for a week. Once it goes for this week, if you would like to remove yourself from the group, feel free to do that. It's not going to hurt anybody's feelings, because we can all be notified to death with stuff these days. But you can take yourself out of this group, because you're going to get the bulk of your support from the silver level group. If you happen to be a gold member or upgrade to gold, you'll get some support from that group, and you'll get support from the Shibboleth Fixed It group. If you ever choose to do a challenge with Shibboleth, we'll have a special group for that, you know, trying to keep everything contained. And so that's how that works. But if you want to do a getting started mentor appointment, mentor.genbook.com. And GenBook is spelled G-E-N, like you're generating an appointment. Mentor.genbook.com. And you can have a getting started appointment. But I highly encourage you to utilize all your resources, But I do work another full-time job, so if anybody ever asks me a question during the day and I cannot get to it, it's because I'm working. And so that's why I like to make sure that you all know all these other resources as well. But there are other people monitoring the new member fast track group with me. I just like to do the teaching because it's fun and I'm excited about teaching you guys this. So I hope that y'all have a great night. Get all the rest of those daily doses watched, because it's important. I would love for this whole group to have our phase 1 foundation badge by Saturday. And y'all reach out to us if you need anything at all. Have a great day. Bye. You're welcome, Beth. Bye, Doug. Thank you, Bonnie. You're welcome, Angela. You're welcome, Sandra. You're welcome, Elizabeth.